So, you have some idea regarding what are mammals and what are the main features or salient features of mammals. Because maybe from high school class onwards you have been studying about mammals. In plus two classes also, you might have studied a brief idea regarding the classification, what are the different families, what are the different phylum. All these you might have studied a little. Here it is a more detailed study of these animals. Now coming to mammals, so mammals have certain important characters, and these are the important characters of mammals which we have to study. First character that is mentioned here is that they are considered to be homeothermic. Homeo means same or similar or constant, and thermic means temperature. So when it comes to mammals, their body has the capacity of maintaining same temperature. We are all mammals and our body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade. Whether it is raining, whether we are in a cold place, whether it is hot, still our body temperature will be maintained at 37 degrees centigrade. So if it is above 37 degrees centigrade, we will get fever. So all mammals have this unique ability. With regard to most of the mammals, the body temperature of their body will be around 37. Some mammals will be having slightly higher, some may be having slightly lower. For example, if you go take this camel, their body temperature is slightly higher. So most of the mammals have a body temperature of around 37 degrees centigrade, and this ability of mammals to maintain a constant body temperature is known by the name homeothermic. So homeothermic means they have an ability to maintain a constant body temperature. So there is another kind of animals are also there. They are known by the name heterothermic. For example, you take fish, or you take a reptile, or snake, etc., or a frog. These animals do not have this ability of maintaining a constant body temperature. In the case of a snake, their body temperature varies with the temperature of the environment in which it is living. So such animals are known as said to be having heterothermic nature. Hetero means different. Thermic means temperature. That means their body temperature will differ according to the environment or habitat in which it is living. The environmental temperature is increasing, the body temperature of a snake will also increase. The environmental temperature of a is decreasing, the body temperature of a snake is also decreasing. That is why reptiles are not occupying colder places. If you go to Arctic places or Siberia or to Antarctic area, there in those areas it is high, it is very much cold. But there are very few reptiles living there because reptiles may not be able to survive there. Because when the body temperature is when the environmental temperature is around 0 degree, the body temperature of these reptiles will also go below 0 degree. So below 0 degree, most of our bodily function may not work. But in the case of a mammal, that is not the problem. If you go to Siberia, still our body temperature will be maintained at 37 degrees centigrade. So that ability is possessed by most of the mammals. Mammals and also birds are also having. That is why mammals or birds are present almost in every place on earth, because they have this unique ability. So this is one important property, characteristics of mammal that made them to successfully occupy almost every part of the world. Now second characteristic is the presence of body hair. If you take human beings, we have very less hair. But you take monkeys, they have a lot of hair. You take rabbit, you take lion, But if you take elephant, they have very little hair. Most of their bodily hair has been lost. And you take some animals, some mammals like whales or dolphins, still their body hair has been lost because of a secondary modification, because they are living in water where bodily hair is an obstacle, is preventing them in fast swimming. So there also the bodily hair is lost. But basically all mammals possess a lot of body hair. And what is the advantage of body hair? Basically, if you look at the polar bear, you can see that polar bear is having a lot of body hair, because that body hair keeps these animals warm. So in order to give them in order to protect them from extreme cold, most of these animals have a thick layer of body hair or thick tuft of body hair. So presence of body hair is also a unique character. You take a frog, you cannot see bodily hair. You take a reptile, snake, you cannot see it. Fishes, you cannot see it. Birds, you cannot see it. So only in these mammals we are seeing bodily hair. So presence of bodily hair is an important characteristic feature, or we call a salient feature of a mammal. So there are a few characteristics by which we can easily distinguish a mammal. One is certainly the presence of body hair. Now there is another important characteristic, that is sweat gland as well as sebaceous gland. You have studied about sweat gland and sebaceous gland, maybe in high school classes, in plus 2 class also, or you might have studied about this. These two. Where can we find sweat gland? In which part of our body we can find sweat gland? Where these sweat glands are located in our body? In the skin. Because in the skin, the sweat glands as well as sebaceous glands are situated. Now, what is the function of sweat glands? Basically, sweat glands are, what is the main function of a sweat gland? They are producing sweat. And what is that? For example, right now, you may be sweating. But if you are sitting below a fan, you may feel cool. What is the reason? Because this sweating produces a lot of water. Okay? When you are sitting below a fan, this water will be evaporated very fast. And evaporation will take away a lot of heat. And that when a lot of heat is removed from your body, you feel cool. So wherever evaporation is occurring, that will be removing or taking away a lot of bodily heat. And when heat is removed from your body, you feel cold, you feel cool. So that is why if you go to a pond and take water from a pond, it will be always cold. The reason is that the water from the pond will be evaporating, and evaporating will be taking away excess heat. So that same principle is working here. When your body, when the sweat glands are producing a lot of sweat, sweat is basically water and with some sodium chloride. That is sweat. And when that sweat is getting evaporated, that evaporation will take away a lot of heat from your body, and that will be cooling your body. So that is a function of sweat gland, to cool your body when your body is getting too hot or too warm. So that is the main function of sweat glands, and almost all the mammals are provided with the sweat glands, and sweat glands helping these animals in cooling their body. So that is one important feature of these animals. Then another gland that is present in the skin is known as sebaceous gland. About sebaceous gland we might have some idea. Because of the sebaceous gland, you are getting pimples, you are getting small pimple like structures all over your skin. So sebaceous glands are also present in your skin, and your skin is looking very soft. The reason is that these glands are producing a oily fatty liquid. If this gland is not producing this oily fatty liquid, our skin become very dry. So in order to keep our skin soft, smooth and gentle, our body is producing a fatty liquid, and that fatty liquid is produced by this gland known by the name sebaceous gland. So only mammals are possessing these two glands. You cannot find sebaceous gland or sweat glands in the case of a bird, or in the case of a reptile, or in the case of an amphibian, or in a fish. None of these animals are having this sebaceous gland or sweat gland. So presence of sweaty glands as well as sebaceous gland is a unique adaptation or unique characteristics of mammal that enable them to survive easily in wide range of different environmental conditions. Then we have another gland, that is mammary gland. Mammary gland, the term of the mammals is mammals. It is from the word mamme. Mamme means breast. That is the meaning of the word mamme. Oh, okay. And mammary gland are mainly concerned with the producing the milk. Because milk is actually a highly prepared food. It is like a ready-made food. Because mammals have one problem is that most in case of most of the mammals, their young ones are highly dependent on their mother or parents. So in order to help these babies nourish or grow faster, these animals are given a prepared food which is highly rich in almost all the nutrients, and because of that the babies of mammals are growing very fast as well as healthy. So that is one advantage of mammal. Mammals are provided with the mammary glands. Mammary glands are actually a modified form of sweaty gland. So these mammary glands are able to produce milk, and it is this milk that is helping the mammals to nourish their young ones or babies so that they can grow fast and without any kind of problem. Otherwise, if you are giving, you know that if mother is giving her baby mother breast milk for the first 6 months, normally up to 6 months, there is no need to give any other food, only breast milk is sufficient. Till that age, the child may not be having any problem, any illness or any kind of stomach-related problem, diarrhea or respiratory problem. But once she is introducing semi-solid food, you might have noticed if you have some elder sister or other people who are having a baby, these young ones, these babies will be developing some kind of problem, mostly stomach-related problem or sometimes cough or fever. The reason is that once we are introducing semi-solid food, even if we are cooking it, boiling it several times, still there will be some possibility of entry of bacteria and virus into the body of the child, and that will create problem. So mother's milk or breast milk is a highly sterile, purified food that does not contain any bacteria or virus. So it never creates any kind of problem. It is absolutely safe for the child and absolutely healthy for the child, and also very rich in almost all the nutrients. So that is why mammals are able to grow their babies without without any kind of diseases or other kind of problem. Then we have another gland that is known as the diaphragm. Here you can see that. So this is the structure we call by the name diaphragm. Here I think you can see it. That is the between the abdominal cavity and chest cavity, we are finding a muscular partition made up of muscle. That muscular partition is known by the name diaphragm. The purpose of the diaphragm is that it is separating your stomach cavity or your abdominal cavity from your thoracic cavity or chest cavity. So that membrane is very thick membrane, mostly made up of muscle, that is dividing your thoracic cavity as well as abdominal cavity, is known by the name diaphragm. And diaphragm helps a lot in respiration. It is because of your diaphragm you are able to inspire, take in air and give out air, expire. Expiration means giving out air. So all these processes are actually helped or controlled or regulated by diaphragm to some extent. So presence of diaphragm is also a characteristic feature of mammal. In other group of animals, we may not be able to see diaphragm. So diaphragm is a unique structure that is only present in mammals. Then we have another important structure known by the three middle ear bones. Have you heard about these three middle ear bones? Maybe in your +2 classes you might have studied about the structure of your ear. High school, maybe 9th or 10th standard also you might have studied about the structure of your ear. And what are these three middle ear bones? There are some names for that. Can you remember? There are three small, very tiny middle ear bones. What are the names of those bones? They are known by the name middle ear bones, ear ossicles. They have a name. They are known by the name malleus, incus, and stapes. So these are the, see here you can see malleus, incus, and stapes. So this is one bone, this is second bone, this is third bone. So malleus, incus, and stapes. So these are the three very small bones. Their main function is to transfer the vibration, sound vibration reaching the tympanum or eardrum into the internal ear. This is the internal ear. Just to transfer that, they have a bony connection. This bony connection or a bony bridge which is transferring the vibration, sound vibration from tympanum to the internal ear is known by the name ear ossicle, also known by the name auditory ossicle, also known by the name middle ear bones or auditory bones. So the presence of this ear ossicle is also a characteristic feature. When you go to birds, we cannot find this ear ossicle. So in the case of mammals, they are highly developed in the case of hearing. Compared with the fish, they do not have a proper ear. In the case of amphibians, also their ears are not that much developed as mammals. So almost all the mammals are possessing these middle ear bones or auditory bones or ear ossicles. And these tiny bones is a characteristic feature of all the mammals. Suppose you are getting a skeleton of a mammal, it is a head skeleton like this, and you are not able to immediately pinpoint whether this is a skeleton of a head of a mammal or head of a reptile or head of a some other group of animal. Then the best way is to look at the ear. If you are finding the ear bones there, you can confirm, definitely confirm that it is a head of a mammal. So that is why, that is the advantage of three middle ear bones. Now we have one more structure, that is neocortex. Now the advantage of neocortex is an area of high intelligence. It is specializing in seeing as well as hearing. Here also you can find that see, this is the neocortex. The top region of the brain is known as cortical region, and most of our intelligence is actually controlled by the neurons present in the upper part of our brain. So that is the actually cortical region or the neocortex, and neocortex is the region which is primarily responsible for rational, logical thinking. So it is because of neocortex you are able to think properly, take proper logical decision. So so in the case of mammals, this neocortical region is highly developed. Here you can see there are a lot of wrinkles are there and a lot of furrows are there. Its purpose is to increase the surface area. So in the case of mammals, their surface area of the neocortex is much more greater than the surface area of neocortex in other group of animals. See, some other regions are also there. Then there is a region known as limbic region. The limbic region of the brain is actually located in the middle of the brain, and they are primarily responsible for your emotions or as well as feeling. And in case of lower brain, the reptilian brain, we have our instinctual or dinosaur brain. The main, for example, when you are hungry, you are going to eat food. That is an instinct. When you are hungry, you are taking food. It is an instinct. When somebody is attacking you, you are about to run. That is an instinct. So thus, those kind of behavior are actually controlled by this lower portion of the brain, known by the reptilian brain or dinosaur. So because they are basically some biological response. We do not think much when somebody is going to attack you. When something is coming to fall on you, you immediately move away from that. These are all instinct. So such kind of actions are under the control of the lower part. So, but in the case of mammal, the cortical part of your brain is highly developed, and it is because of this highly developed cortical part of your brain, you have high thinking capacity. That is why human beings, one group of animals which have highly developed cortical region, are able to think a lot, control a lot, and that is why we are able to control other groups of animals because of our thinking capacity. We are able to produce new instruments, new tools, and we can take logical decisions, we can form groups, and we can work together, all because of this thinking brain that we are having. So these are the fundamental features of mammals. Then few more characteristics are also there. Here you can see that in this mammal, their teeth is different. They have a heterodont teeth. See here you can find that this is one kind of teeth we call with the molar teeth. The second one is the premolar teeth, and here there is a teeth called canine teeth. Here there is a teeth known by the name incisor teeth. So in these human beings we have four types of teeth: incisor, canine, premolar, and molar. Almost all groups of mammals are having this kind of teeth. So that is why different type of teeth. Hetero means different. Don't means teeth. So mammals are possessing different types of teeth. That is why they are known by the name. They are known to have a heterodont dentition. What is the second term? Ecodont. Eco means socket. Here you can see that all mammals have their teeth placed in a small hole. So all these teeth are placed in a hole or in a socket, just like the socket of a electrical socket. You can have a hole of an electrical socket. There is a hole or a socket or a depression in which this teeth is fixed. So that kind of arrangement is known as a thecodont. Theco means socket. Then we have diphyodont dentition. Di means two, phyo means set. So in the case of mammals, we have two kinds. For example, when a child is 7 months old, he or she will start developing the teeth. So from the 7th month onwards, the child will be developing teeth, and that teeth normally persist or remain till the age of 7. So from 7 months to 7 years, the child will be having a type of teeth. But after the seventh year, these teeth will be gradually replaced by another type of teeth. And that teeth is more stronger and permanent. That is known by the name permanent dentition. So the first formed teeth that comes at the age of 7 months and remaining till 7th year is known by the name milk teeth or milk dentition. So normally the number of milk dentition is limited to 20. It may not have 32 teeth. But most of the time, after the 7th year, this milk dentition will be replaced by permanent teeth or permanent dentition, which can vary up to 32. Most of the people may not be having 32 dentition. Usually this last teeth may not develop. So instead of 32, maybe after some more years we may have only 28 dentition, because the last teeth is very rarely used, and it is most of the time creating a lot of problem. So for most people only 28 teeth are there, but sometimes the last third molar teeth may come, and then if the complete set is coming, we have 32 teeth. So this is how the teeth arrangement is there. Then we can see that there are two occipital condyles are there. Occipital condyles means here you can see that this is the occiput. Here this is that. The brain is actually here. If you imagine this is the brain, brain is supported by like this. The brain is supported at two regions. That is why we can turn our head only in one direction. If it is supported on one portion only, the brain may be able to rotate 360 degrees. That is not possible because it is supported at two regions. So and these two regions are known by the name occipital condyles. So occipital condyles are part of the brain that are helping to support the brain. So that is also a characteristic feature of the mammals. Only in mammals we are finding two occipital condyles. Then that it is because of the occipital condyle we cannot rotate the brain completely. If you rotate too much, you will have the next brain next day. Then one more characteristic is there is a lower jaw. Here you can find the lower jaw. This is the lower jaw, and this is also the entire structure is lower jaw. Unlike the upper jaw, here you can see this is the upper jaw. This is actually formed by the combination of several bones. Here this is one bone, another bone, another bone, another bone. So several bones are joined together to form the upper jaw. But in the case of lower jaw, also known within the mandible, it is formed in all these lower jaw bones are united or fused into one larger bone. That is known by the name dentary. So it is because of the dentary that we are able to bite something. If this lower bone is actually formed of multiple bones, when we bite something very hard, sometimes our jaw may break. That is not happening because jaw is very powerful, very strong, so that it enables them to bite very hard. So that is why a lower jaw bone of almost all the mammals is formed of single bone, very large bone, very strong bone, known by the name dentary. So dentary enables us to bite very strong, very hard. So this is an idea of different type of different salient features of mammals and how we will be able to distinguish mammal based on these salient features. So today I am going to stop here. Now in next class we will go into the classification part, and what we are supposed to study is that we have to study the different families in mammals, or different orders in mammals, and we also need to study a detailed study of rabbit. That is the different systems of the rabbit we have to study. So a lot of topics are there in this, and most of the time many questions are also coming from this area. So today we will be stopping here.